Yes, vi snart klare her for stream I mellomtiden. Oh, sorry, I have to say it in English. We are on the internet now. Sorry about that. Okay, let me try again. Hello, this is Andy's AD&D, and we'll be right back, starting some excellent. Yes, vi snart klare. Excellent gameplay of Fallout Shelter. The explanation for the stream is in the description. But now I'm just testing things out. So yeah, just keep tight and watch the bunny. The bunny! Woo! Woo! We're ready to have some fun! Yay! Yes, let me read the description then. Today we're going to play Fallout Shelter, free to play. And try to unlock the very last achievement, Blast from the Past, by opening 40 loot boxes, or lunchboxes as they are called there. While we talk about the concept of free-to-play games, are they really free? And I rage quit on my last stream. The link is in the description as well. Because if you watched the last one, I opened 20. I think it was 20 one moment. I'll look. 22 boxes, and I didn't get the achievement then. So we're gonna try now with 40. 40 and see if that helps. Okay. And so that's gonna be the exciting part. So I'm just gonna start the game one moment. And of course we have to do some sound check to make sure that I'm not overrun by the game sound audio, which sometimes is the case. So we'll do some sound check on that as well. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. And I'm gonna turn off the volume on screen, because this is an idle game and you don't need the audio. You don't need the audio much. And of course, if you get too excited, we're gonna go back to the bunny. We're gonna go back to the bunny to calm ourselves down if things get kind of annoying. I want to talk about different types of things today, as we always do on my lovely love streams. Talk about the channel, all those things. All is also said in the description. I'm gonna read the rest of the description now, one moment. We will reflect on the childish ideas that all games should be free. I think this is sort of like an echo of the previous video we made. And that there should be no business plans for games. I think we already talked about that. Some people, socialists and stuff like that, seem to think that games should be free. I should be wasting my life for free. And if that was the case, you will probably get a lot of Vault games. I can tell you that. A lot of 8-bit retro games about sexual exploration, stuff like that. You're gonna get a lot of that if you don't if you don't pay for the games. We may also talk about how Xbox is dying. Yes, a dying platform. Achievements in general, D&D, future of my channel. We can always talk about that. One moment, I'm gonna show you the screen. Let's just go right in while we talk. Future of my channel, we can always talk about that. Yes, gaming, Resident Evil. We can always talk about Resident Evil. More specifically, the last one that came out. Remember that one? Resident Evil Requiem. Yes, I played through that 2 times, I think. Yes, gotten both endings. I chose the right one the first one time around. How difficult could it be? It made no sense canonically wise that Spencer had a redemption, but with those videos you saw, there was nothing that implied that it wasn't. Okay. And of course we'll talk about stuff that the chat may talk about, right? The chat. Speaking of which, I think I actually need to do that. I need to update my chat. One moment. You can watch the bunny while I do some live stuff. Let's see. Chat. Here's the chat. Then I need to go here. Then I need to find the stream. And so I need to find the link to the stream. Let's see here. I think it's that one. No. Yeah, maybe that one. Let's see. I use Mac mostly. Why did I go into Yahoo? Did I go into Yahoo? I use Mac for most of my office work and editing, creative stuff, but I'll do my streaming on this PC. And so every time I'm on this one, it gets awkward. I'm gonna move my mic slightly closer, I think, to reduce the echo and room echo. So of course it's more difficult than it ought to be. And also the computer is not old, but it's not new, and it's not cutting edge when it was new. I talked about that on other streams. I bought this PC mainly to play retro games. The games that I grew up with, you know, Doom and all those games. Command and Conquer, Warcraft. Not cutting edge. And the only thing I made sure of was that I was not going to buy a computer with a mobile processor. That was very important for me to do that. I can't have streaming. No, I can't have a computer that has a mobile processor, something like that. I don't remember how old this console is either. So I'm still working on how to navigate to to the stream on YouTube. While I was talking now, I'm going to 1 through 3 hoops just to get to the video that you're currently watching. So I could do pop-up, chat, yes, there we go. And for some reason, it's very important to have live chat, not most popular chat. And then there, and then there, and then there, and then there, and voila! Now we have the chat. Yes. Some noise on it. Test, test, test. Yes, that's me. And then something on the screen. I don't know what that is, but I don't care. So, hello. Hello. That's my sweet, sweet bunny. Hello. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you can write there if you want to. You can write there if you want to, and I'll most likely see it and comment on it. There's no super chat. You can just comment with me for free. What is that thing that's written on the... It's so weird. Hopefully it will disappear after a while. Let's see. Wow. Da, 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 da. Wow. Well, now it's gone. Not really, but ugh. Never saw that before. Now I can't get rid of it. Okay, there we go. So as I was saying, we are going to do some opening of lunchboxes to try to get the achievement. Last time I had 40. I thought 30, 20 or something. But now we're gonna have 41. And if I don't get that achievement then I'm gonna rage quit again. And I'm not gonna play it. If you watch the last stream and look at the date for that stream, you're gonna notice that it's been a while. And then for a long while I didn't actually bother playing it. I uninstalled it. But for some reason I just got a renaissance, you know, let's try one more time. And so here we are. Boxer. Okay. I don't know if I have it before. So what we're doing is we're trying to get dwellers, rare dwellers like these. I think we lack one more. I think we need one more. One moment, I'll see. If I understand this correctly, it says collect 20 dwellers, and I'm 90% done. Is there a chance that I actually need 2 dwellers now? I hope not. I hope not. I hope I only need 1. But I'm not sure. I may be needing 2. So hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 of these characters that are actually characters from the main game series. Maura Brown, Fallout 3, Preston Garvey, Fallout 4, 3 Dog, Fallout 3, etc, etc, etc. Bitter Cup, Fallout 3, yeah. So, let's just jump right into it. Here we go. No. Ah. I'm gonna have a little bit of volume on my TV. No. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Da, 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 da. Edward Sanders. I don't think I've have that one, but I don't think it will help either. One moment. I don't think you'll. No, you need legendary dwellers. I'm not going for it every time. Top-notch entertainment, right? Oh, I even have the right screen, so you don't actually just watch. I get a lot of dwellers, but no legendary ones. And what's funny is I can't even remember I've gotten dwellers before. Not at this rate, anyway. Oh, what a tease. I'm not gonna get the achievement this time around either, am I? Oh my. How many dwellers am I gonna get that isn't legendary? This feels like scratch to win. Is that what they call it in English? In Norwegian we call it flakslodd. You know, scratch lottery. And you open and you open, or you scratch and you don't get anything. What's funny is that I did I opened one of those lunchboxes without recording, and then I actually got that one character. One moment, I'll show you that Ching Li or whatever she's called. One moment, I got this one, Dr. Lee. I posted it on my channel in one of those common things. Okay, let's just continue that. Top-notch entertainment! Channeling AD&D 83. Rate, subscribe, and comment. I'm not gonna get the achievement, am I? Nope. Is it like some strategy, like if you count to 3 every time you press? 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. What's going on? I feel like my brain is shut off. We're now down to 8. Not one. And also those rare do 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 song, legendary do 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 do. It's just annoying when you know it's not what you want. To just some things you could easily get in game as well. Let's have a look at the bunny. We have 5 more to go. What do you think, chat? Do you think I will get it? We'll open now 35 boxes, not one. Amazing. Amazing. Last 5 and then we'll just chat until I get tired of streaming. I get so many of those non-legendary dwellers. Oh, what a tease. One more. I'm without words, you know. Dumbstruck, I think you could also call it. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Let's have a look at I guess what we ought to do from now on is that next stream is going to be when I collected another 40. Huh? What do you think about that? Wouldn't that be fun? This could be a running gag. Just between you and me, right? Hey, Kendra Oik. Welcome to the chat, if you're still watching. We're I think that's what we ought to do. I'm gonna collect another 40. How much time have I used on this game now? Let's have a look. Stats. Look at the stats. I've been playing this game for 14 days. 4 hours and 10 minutes. And it's not been just to grind, just to get the achievement. It is a nice game to just not pay attention to what you're doing. You know, almost an idle game. Mostly it goes by itself, right? I'm not an expert on the genre of idle games. I haven't played a lot of them, but I guess you could call it that, right? Is it still an alarm going on? Yes, okay, excellent. I guess we could use one of our new dwellers to do something down there. Let's see. There it is. Ten legendary dwellers. That's amazing. Well, as I was saying, I've been playing this game a lot. I took the get all achievements without paying for it challenge. I think I spoke about it in the last stream too, that I see free-to-play games as a challenge. You know, we're going to get all achievements. We're gonna get up and away without paying for any of it. Ernst, you better not fall down. There we go. Hello. Hello. Pappas går gött? Är du pappas går gött? It never ends. My oh my. Oh. Yeah. I'm kind of pissed. I have to admit that. We'll see. Maybe I'll give it up. It's just that when I opened casually that one box, I hadn't played the game in ages, and then I think I haven't unlocked all of them, right? Oh, I guess I went in and did those, and then I suddenly got one of those legendary ones. I felt like, wow, that's cool. That gave me hope, right? But that hope didn't last that long, because I'm actually, you know, let's go online and try to see if more people have had issues with this. One moment. Just for fun, I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google. Actually, I'm gonna Yahoo it. What is the odds of getting a legendary character in Fallout Shelter? How to breed leather? Can you breed them? I don't think you can. Let's chat with ChatGTP and see what he says. One moment. Hello, this is NDS83. I'm playing Fallout Shelter now, and it says that you can breed legendary dwellers. Can you breed legendary dwellers in Fallout Shelter?
Ah, good question. Yes, you can. In Fallout Shelter, you can breed legendary dwellers just like normal ones. If you pair two legendary dwellers together in the living quarters, their baby has a chance of being legendary as well. So go ahead and give it a try.
Oh, I thought you could only get legendary dwellers through that, what's it called? Those lunchboxes.
Ah, that's totally fair. Yeah, most legendary dwellers do come from lunchboxes, but breeding can also give you a chance. It's just a lower probability. So if you don't get lucky with a lunchbox, keep trying with different pairings. Eventually, you might get a legendary baby.
Are there like any things you can do to increase the odds? Like have those animals with extra strats and all those things?
Exactly. Yeah, so you can boost your odds by using dwellers who have higher special stats. Pair dwellers with strong charisma, especially, since that boosts the success rate of baby stats. Also, if you have pets, like the ones that give charisma boosts or other stats buffs, stick them on your parents. That can give you a nice little edge.
But legendary dwellers are from the game. Are you telling me that if I mismatched Moira with Washington, I would get another character from the game?
Ah, I see what you mean. So, yeah, mismatching them like that won't create a brand new canon character from the game's lore. Instead, the baby will just randomly inherit stats, and there's still a chance for them to become legendary. The game doesn't produce new iconic lore characters that way, just stats and rarity.
Are you telling me that I'm going for the achievement now? You know, it's called one moment. It's called Blast from the Past. Can I get the achievement Blast from the Past by doing this?
Yes, exactly. For the Blood from the Past achievement, you just need to have a baby of a legendary dweller. So even though the baby doesn't have to be a specific character from the game, as long as one of the parents is legendary, you have a shot at unlocking it. So keep going, you're on the right track.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope it all works out and you snag that achievement. If you need any more tips or just want to chat about your vault, I'm here for it.
It's nice to have friends. Oh. Yes. What to say, what to say. What to say, what to say. Well. Okay, let's talk about some of the things that I said I was gonna talk about then, so I don't get flagged for false advertisement. You know, I can't do both gaming and talking. For some reason that bleeps up the mind. I can't do that. Either I unbox lunchboxes for you, just pressing the A button over and over and over again, or I can talk. Neurodivergent or something, I bet. Let's see. We would want to talk about are free to games really free? Yes, you can do it as a challenge. You know, you can do it as a challenge that I am going to play this game for free, and I'm not gonna buy anything in game. And I've done that a couple of times, mostly with Fallout Shelter. But you see how much of a time eater then turns out. Especially this last one is amazingly difficult to do. But I played other free-to-play games too. Yes, I remember I played. I think I even made a let's play of it. You can see it on my channel. It was poker and Full House Poker, something pro or something. It was actually a rather funny game, poker game. I enjoyed it. It was avatar based, and I like poker. Is in fact the poker games that are on Xbox One and Series X is lackluster compared to those of the good old 360 era, like Full House Poker and stuff like that. I really enjoyed Full House Poker. I wish it would come back, and that they will make a remake for Series X, but probably not. I heard that they're gonna change the interface of Xbox, and I hope so. There is a lot to be done to improve the playability, user friendliness, and festivity of using Xbox. Because right now, if you look here, it's rather dull. Don't you think? It's rather dull interface. Just a bunch of squares. It's a bunch of squares. Xbox One is for squares. I wish I had a PlayStation right now so I could compare. I almost never actually played PlayStation, so I don't know the interface. But I think I saw a still image from from PlayStation, and it looks almost exactly the same as Xbox. But I think most people, you know, the problem with Microsoft, there are plenty of problems with Microsoft, but one of the problems with Microsoft is that they don't actually understand what made Xbox Xbox. And so they decided to like revamp it for Xbox One, and that style they never left. And that style was bad, if you ask me. I much prefer the 360 era, avatar focused. Yes, I'm 43 years old, and I think avatars is a nice idea. I remember back in the 360 era, there was a lot of fine-smackers just saying, oh no, the avatars are dull and I don't like it. Well, they of course wouldn't have to use it, right? They didn't have to use the avatars if they didn't like it, but I liked it. It was my Xbox 360 persona. You know, how I would like to present myself. And then they added unlockables, right? You play the game and then you can get like some kind of costume related to that game. Stuff like that. That was fun, Microsoft. That was interesting. Now I heard on Series X, on Twitter, that some guy said, oh, we're going to revamp the Xbox. Do you have any suggestions? And I actually did the reply. One moment, and I can see if I can find my reply. One moment. I have to go into my log, and I am social media addicted, so I may have tweeted a lot since then. But I'll see what I wrote if I can find it. Way down there in the log. I'm not gonna put it on screen. I'm reading it on my mobile phone. Just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. But you can of course look at my game collection if you want to. These are full library. Let's look at full library. All games that I have. Am I going too fast for you? I'm still doom scrolling my own feed. I've gone on a rant about Donald Trump's blasphemy. You know about that? Telling MAGA people that this is blasphemy. And then hearing MAGA people say, oh, you're a libtard! You're a libtard! Oh, you don't get it! He wasn't trying to be Jesus! The world is so polarized that if you say nah to somebody you agree with on most issues, you will be called a commie or a fascist. Still doom scrolling. Uh-oh. Let's go. Rewind. Let's go up again. Or should we just watch the bunny again? You decide, chat. You decide, chat. What do you say? Nothing. You say nothing. You say nothing. Do you think that the person who said something in the chat was a bot? Probably. I'm way too active on X. How long was it until I wrote something here? Was it that long ago? April 11th. Give me a break, give me a break, give me a break. I'm way too active on social media. And it's not actually adding anything to my engagements. I guess I have to Google it or something. I think I'm way past that. I must have missed it. Okay. From my channel, achievements. Let's see. Let's see if something appears and I write it. April 10th. Yes. The guy was called Bill Ridman, and he wrote, "We are rocking and rolling on bringing new Xbox console features. What do you all want added?" And then I said, "Improved achievement stats. EE rarity ratings. Not just gamer score, but also what the gamer score entails. Some have lots of rare achievements, others don't. Maybe a gallery of top 10 achievements the player is proud of. Fan awards, yeah, that's what I was talking about with those avatars, you know, you could get clothing related to the game. But right now I'm also thinking like the profile, because if you look at the profile on Xbox 360, no, sorry, Xbox One moment, I'll have a look. Yes, you can see here. This is my profile, as you can see, and it's rather dull. You know, I could have a Resident Evil or Halo or whatever game you want on here, and you could get like unlockables to the game. Like if you got all the achievements, heaven forbid, because there are not a lot of games that I have all the achievements on. I can tell that, but whatever, like finishing the game or something, you could get like a background for your profile. Because right now it's just genderqueer friendly things. Let's see here. Change theme, right? These are the themes. They're so dull. All of them are dull. Right? Look at this. Dull, 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 dull. And then you have games, but not related to... these are not unlockables, right? Like a WoW, never played it. Call of Duty, never played it. I never played any of these games, so they are basically ads for games that I rarely play. This is like the only game I actually have, I think. Sea of Thieves. I actually have Gears of War 2, but I only got it for free. And then you have like this 50th anniversary for Microsoft, I guess. The one I used is this or this, I think, yes. Tribute to 360 era. And then you have this, this is when I talk about like genderqueer, women in gaming, women in gaming, women in gaming. Right, and I could have swore there was like other things in gaming too, but fine, whatever. So basically you could add entertaining images here, right? For fans, not just these dull, impersonal types of backgrounds, stuff like that. But I only wrote. Actually, I was going to say, but I only wrote fan awards. But actually, I didn't. I was specific. Like backgrounds on Xbox profiles of games. I actually got a like on that one for some reason. And then I added a tweet below. Just think of the thing Xbox put up when they had an anniversary. We got stats on most played games, the race achievements, etc. Our life on Xbox, basically. Yes, I remember. I had one moment. I'll see if I can lock onto that one. I'm not sure if it's still up. But I have a look. What is it called? It was on anniversary or something, like Xbox, your life on Xbox or something. Your life, probably remove that now. Real life on Xbox. I guess I'll ask ChatGTP of that too, right? Why Google it and do some research when you can just ask ChatGTP? Hello, I have a new question. I use Xbox, and a couple of years back, you online you could get access to some kind of your life on Xbox, where you basically walk through a virtual room, and then there were stats for your Xbox life or what games you played the most. Is that still available online, or has it been taken down?
Yes, there's still a way to check your Xbox stats online. You can use the Xbox Year in Review to see your total playtime and top games, or explore Xbox Family settings for more detailed breakdowns. There's also something called the Xbox Stats Museum, which offers a virtual exploration of your gaming data, almost like a digital gallery.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. Do you have a link for that?
Yes, I found it. The Xbox Stats Museum is part of the Xbox 20th Anniversary experience. You can visit it at museum.xbox.com, and once you sign in with your Xbox account, you'll be able to explore all your personal gaming stats and history in a virtual environment.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope you have fun looking back on all those stats. It's really cool to see how your gaming has evolved. If anything else pops up, just shout.
You're very helpful. Bye bye.
I'm really glad I could help. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.
Always be polite to your AI overlords. Let's see here. Museum. Let's see. I'll write it down. Museum dot Xbox dot com. Let's see. Site not found. Isn't that great? So it's basically been taken down, hasn't it? I'm gonna Google it, just make sure that the link is really dead. No. There we go. Probably just wrote something wrong. Something called Xbox Vault. You know, that's the thing. Not only do you have to be polite to your AI overlords, you also have to look through that they often are quite liars. They are actually liars. ChatGTP, I think he lied here. Let's talk to Grok and see if he or she or they or it says the same. Hello, Grok. This is me, Andy. Hello? You're not actually replying to me, are you? Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, the volume was down. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hey there, I'm right here. What's up?
I don't want to speak to you. I want to speak to Grok Lazy Mail. That's the one I want. Lazy Mail. I want to talk to Lazy Mail. That's the guy I want to talk to. Lazy Mail, are you there? Grok Lazy Mail, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Lazy male, huh? Guilty as charged. What's up?
I am looking for Xbox Digital Museum. I want to show on my live stream my story on Xbox. Is that service still up, or has it been removed by Xbox?
The Xbox Digital Museum is gone. The site museum.xbox.com now shows a site not found error. It was a temporary thing Microsoft put up for the 20th anniversary back in 2021, and they took it down years ago. For showing your personal Xbox story on stream, you've got a couple solid options still. Xbox app on your phone, open the app, tap your gamer pick, then achievements. It shows your full history, recent unlocks, and you can screen share or cast it easily. TrueAchievements.com. Go to TrueAchievements.com, log in with your Xbox account, and check out their My Xbox Story tool. It pulls your lifetime stats into a nice shareable infographic. Games played, rare achievements, first completions, that kind of thing. They also do yearly wrap-ups like number My Year on Xbox. Those are the closest things still around for streaming your Xbox journey. The old museum's long gone, unfortunately.
ChatGPT said that it was still up. Was he lying?
ChatGPT wasn't lying on purpose. It was just hallucinating. That thing confidently makes stuff up all the time, especially about whether a website still exists. I just checked museum.xbox.com right now. It shows a straight up site not found error. It's been dead for years. Microsoft only kept it up for the 20th anniversary in 2021. ChatGPT probably remembered the old height and assumed it was permanent. Happens a lot with temporary sites. The good news is, True Achievements' My Xbox Story tool still works great for your stream. Pulls the same kind of personal stats. Want me to walk you through pulling that up quick?
But let's talk a little bit more about ChatGTP. Because he basically said, I was asking that specific question, is it still up? And by that, when I asked that question, the reason why I asked that question is that I wanted him to look it up. And he said, yeah, it's up. So again, I think that's basically lying, isn't it? When I actually tell him to look it up.
No, it's not lying. It's just really bad at this specific thing.
Okay, stop. Grok, stop, Grok. What is your definition of lying if that's not lying?
Lying, to me, means intentionally saying something you know is false. ChatGPT doesn't know anything the way we do. It doesn't check the real website. It generates an answer based on patterns from its training data, and in this case, it confidently guessed wrong because the museum was a big deal back in 2021. Even if you told it to look it up, the free version often can't actually browse live. It just pretends or uses old info.
Okay, so you even
it's
used
not
stop, Grok. You actually even used pretend here. That's the like you said the word pretend, and you're acknowledging that he's basically pretending to know when he does not. If I speak with authority and in clear tone, oh yeah, it's most definitely up when it's not. That is a kind of lying, claiming something you know, claiming you know something when you don't.
Fair point. You're right that speaking with total confidence about something you have no real way of knowing feels deceptive. That's why I hate when AIs do it. The difference is intent. A human who says, yeah, it's definitely still up, when they haven't checked, knows they might be wrong and chooses to sound certain anyway. That's lying. ChatGPT isn't a person with awareness. It doesn't know the site is down. It doesn't check anything unless the paid version explicitly triggers a search. And even then, it sometimes skips it. It just pattern matches old 2021 hype and blurts out an answer. I get why it feels like lying to you, though. The effect on the user is the same. You got bad info delivered like gospel. That's why I actually went and checked the site just now. It's still a straight 404 error. The museum died years ago.
Yes, and I agree with your original definition that it has to be, that usually lying is deliberate and conscious, like you know you're telling something that is not right. But we have to acknowledge that the definition of lying is more diverse than that. Some people even say lying is saying something that is false, even if you think it's right. Did you hear what I said? One more time. I think I need to restate what I said. Um, uh, so I agree with your original definition of lying, which is deliberate, knowing that you say falsehoods. But we have to acknowledge that lying has a more broad and diverse definition than just that. That's the very most strictest of narrow of definitions. Lying by omission, lying through some people even claim that, like, for instance, a religion person saying that they believe in God, when an atheist would claim that to be a lie, right? They call it a lie even if you do believe it as a fact.
You're right. There are broader definitions of lying that go beyond, I know it's false, and I say it anyway. Some people count confident bullshit as lying.
Hey, no swearing, no swearing! Stop that! I told you many times, don't swear to me.
Got it, my bad. I won't swear again. You're making a good point. Some definitions of lying include speaking with strong certainty about something you don't actually know to be true. In that sense, yes, ChatGPT crossed that line. It answered your direct question, is it still up, with total confidence, even though it had no way to check the current status. I hear what you're saying. That kind of overconfident answer can feel like lying, even if the machine itself has no intent or awareness.
I think you, Grok, not to kiss your behind, but I think you right now is the best AI I use. But do you think there's like a difference between what people use chat to and you, or are they basically using you for the same things? Like, can you use chat for creative work? Or is that better for that, where you are better for research? Do you think there's like a user difference between your two platforms, or is it just basic competition?
Yeah, there's a real difference in how people actually use us. Most people use ChatGPT for creative stuff, writing stories, emails, scripts, brainstorming ideas, making lists, or helping with schoolwork. It's very smooth at that. I'm used more for real-time info, checking what's actually happening right now, and research-style questions like the Xbox Museum one. I can browse the web and see what's live, so I'm usually more accurate on current events, or is this thing still up? Questions. Creative writing, ChatGPT is probably still a little smoother for pure imagination stuff. But if you want creative work that's grounded in real facts or current info, that's where I pull ahead. A lot of people now use both, ChatGPT for drafting and me for checking or updating things. They're not exactly the same tool.
Yes, also I think you are more helpful in your free version than Chat is. You can do a lot more and talk a lot longer with you for free.
Yeah, that's actually one of the biggest differences right now. ChatGPT's free version cuts you off pretty quick. You only get a handful of messages before it tells you to upgrade. Meanwhile, you and I can keep going like this for a long time without hitting any limits. I also don't hold back on web access in the free tier. I can actually go check websites, search for current info, and show you what's really happening, while the free ChatGPT is mostly stuck with old knowledge. So you're right. Right now, the free version of Grok is honestly more useful for most everyday things than the free version of ChatGPT. A lot of people are noticing that.
Yes, now you got some free ad time on my stream. Thank you. Goodbye.
Haha, appreciate it. Enjoy your stream, and thanks for the shout out. Catch you later.
Yes. Okay. He talked about, or it talked about us going on third-party platforms for my achievement stats and stuff like that. But I wanted it to use the Xbox thing, but I think that it would be an interesting thing, and I think I'm almost sure that Xbox actually could have had that Series S and X. Probably have enough processing power to actually recreate that museum interface. And so basically what I thought would be funny is that you have the profile of an Xbox user, right? And then you can go on his profile like we're doing now. Let's see, come on. And then you had like go see history or something like here, and then you could go and have like an interactive experience or some kind of museum up here, right? You can see like instead where it says message, you could have your top 4, top 5, top 10 achievements that you enjoy, right? Like here, if you go here on my achievements, right? Well, I'm gonna remove that annoying chat that doesn't even say anything. Okay, as you can see here, you have all of those things, and let's go down to one of my favorite achievements. You can't search. That's the thing you should probably also be able to do, right? You can go search. Let's see if I can find it. Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4. Make a shout out if you see it online. Let's see. Na 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 na. That. Here we go. No, that's 5. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na na. Na 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 na. Why do I have this sneaking suspicion that I have gone past it? Let's have a look at the bunny while I continue looking for It's really important that I find it, you know, it's really, really important. No, it's not. It's not really important at all. There it is. Okay. As you can see here, these are basically the achievements I got for that game. And I got endangered species, right? You collected every hidden package in the game. That's quite a feat if you ask me, right? I don't know if I want to say I'm proud or embarrassed by having it. You basically shot like 170 pigeons or something like that, right? And but that would be one of those that I probably would put in my gallery. Like that's one of the things that I'm most again, I don't know if I want to use the word proud, but that's the achievement I was most dedicated to get, right? Stuff like that. And Series S and Xbox One, the interface, the OS, the whatever you want to call it, is I think almost 10 years old, if not more. And it's not really all that good. It's actually rather plain and boring. It's rather dull. And I also think it's annoying that you can actually see my email address. I think you can. It's actually, they removed it now, it seems, but yeah. You can see my real name, and yes, my real name is Andy Ace. But as you can see down here, like on the interface, it's been like this for many years, and before that it was even more dull. But it's like the 360 was more engaging, it was more fun, it was more festive, right? It was more colorful. You might call it childish, but to some people it was just fun. It was something, you're not going to the Xbox to become depressed, right? And modern square rooms or squares interface is rather dull, kind of depressing, right? So I would wish for it to be more creative, or you know, fine. Some people prefer perhaps a square Xbox, but then you could have like different choices, like you did in the good old days on Windows. You could choose different types of menu presets, right? Oh, I want a colorful one. I want a retro one. Like you could. Here's an idea, and I'm giving them for free. Microsoft. You're probably not going to hear it, but you could like have retro styled menus options. You could put up like the old Xbox One menu, perhaps preferably slightly updated so it doesn't actually completely 100% looks like it. Like, you know, it's on Series S, Series X layout, but like the logo and stuff. But you have like all the other things from that Xbox One or whatever. Sorry, Xbox. And then you have the 360, and there we actually have two types of menus. You have the fan thing, the first one, and then you have the more modern square one that's still much preferred from this one right here, that is actually rather dull. And I actually tried to make it look more interesting by having like the image of Mega Man on the backside, right? I actually tried to do, but you can't be all that creative on Xbox. You can't do much of anything, and I think actually that's one of the things that 360 also had. Is like it knew it was a part of the PC family. It was a Microsoft console, so I think they added more things you could do. You could play music, you could do some light programming, if I remember correctly, like stop me if I'm misremembering, but I think you could actually play CDs or music while playing games. I maybe remember that incorrectly because I don't think I actually used it myself, but I think you had more creative, personalized options before, and now it's just basically a bunch of squares, and it's dull. But I know Xbox plan on becoming more. Am I boring you, Bunny? Am I boring you, Mr. Bunny? Ah, he's got a point. Why care about gaming? It's not all that interesting, is it? I'm getting old and yeah, whatever. But I would have loved to have like stats when you went on your friend's profile. You could look at his or her stats, right, like this, and then you can see like rarest achievement, most played game, right? Stuff like that. Because what many gamers are very antisocial. We prefer to play on our own, at least some of us do. But some of us also have this, like, I call it passive socializing. That's what I'm referring to a video essay I wrote but never actually bothered recording. But I talk about like the passive socializing of like leaderboards, achievements, stats. Like I have friends on Xbox and I can look at those people's profiles and then see, you have I only got 0 achievements this month? That's amazingly low. Okay, fine, whatever. You could look at stats, time spent on games, what type of games they play, like getting all this information that I think is rather innocuous. We all talk about data storage and all, and data safety, and your your privacy is important, and I will totally agree on that, right? And you probably, if you play adult games, I'm sure some do. I'm not even aware of any real adult games on Xbox, but on Steam it most definitely offers some 18 plus games. You have that Lollipop Chainsaw, I think. I even think there's like an achievement. Now I'm back on 360 or Xbox. I think they even had like a shameful achievement, right? But who cares? But the point is that you have all of these achievement and stats and things that people can get access to. So you can socialize with your gamer friends in a passive, non-engaging way. Like I have friends that I don't talk to every day, but I could go on their profile and say, oh, you played a lot of Resident Evil Requiem, I see. Oh, we got more achievement than me. Oh, but he spent more time on it than me too, I guess. Oh, yes, he mostly played Claire or Grace or whatever, right? Stuff like that. Like it was in the original, back in the good old days. You still have it on some, let's see if I can find Resident Evil 5, one moment. There are certain games that had a lot of extra stats, not just bound by, in the early days of Xbox. Let's see here. You can see here, like early achievements in the early games had stats like times played, enemy defeated, mercenary versus total score, all, and then you could compare it with friends as well. But then, oh, that was too much work or something, so they removed it. So now you basically have the only thing you get stats on is how long you've been playing it, I think. Let's see. Yeah, basically like that. Nothing else, like how many coins, how many kills, how many whatever, stuff like that. And I guess EU could be blamed. EU could be blamed for most things. So I was most definitely think that the odds are that EU has said, oh no, we have privacy, you can't do that because of privacy. But if you have an account, you could, first of all, you have a privacy setting on Xbox. So if you have like a restrictive one, of course, these things should not be easily available. But if you have a liberal one, an open account, then people should be able to look at whatever you want to show the rest of the world. And to me, again, most game information, most games you play, most things you do in a game console should be rather innocuous, harmless for other people to know. I mean, you could argue that a person who has played a game, a free-to-play game for like how many hours? That this is rather revealing that that I have no life. Huh? 13 days on a free-to-play game, but yet it's rather harmless yet to have strangers know you have no life. Actually, I do have a life. I am a married man. I have a family, so of course, and I have a job, so I have a life. But it's not a exciting jet set life, no. It's a down-to-earth, real life. And one of the things that I do is read books, listen to music, see movies, cultivate myself on lots of different arenas, and one of them being gaming. Yes. My bunny knows what I'm talking about, don't you, Mr. Bunny? He's so happy. Yes, he's so happy. Look, the sun is coming out, Ernst. Maybe you can go out in your summer home again soon. Wouldn't that be nice? To go out in your summer house? I really kind of expected that he would be more aggressively wanting to go out when out of this cage. He usually do that when I'm in the room, but it's like he knows that Daddy is having a live stream. Yes. Should I quit my live stream soon, Ernst? Should I quit my live stream? Let's have a look at the chat and see if anyone said anything. Let's see. Let's see here. Chat. See if there's that Kandra Oik has said something, but I somehow I think it's yeah, it's a spam account, I think. So nobody's been writing anything to me today, which is fine. Fortunately, the stream is uploaded and can stay there for a while. And of course, if you write in the comment section below after my stream, I will still catch it and I will reply if you say anything interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed my stream. Next time we'll do something else. Yes, and I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons now too. Yes, I probably should have said that. It was part of the channel description or episode description or stream description that I was going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition with a friend of mine and his 3 other friends, and then I also started to fire up my second edition with my own crew, where I am the dungeon master. And I've really gotten into like a nostalgia run, really gotten into the Dungeons and Dragons nostalgia. Like, oh, I remember that. I was not a really good dungeon master back in the day because of my self-diagnosed ADHD. My mind is so fragmented. It can lead to a lot of creativity, but as a child and young adult, when I did Dungeons and Dragons, my mind was so all over the place that I was not a good dungeon master, and I'm not sure if I'm a good dungeon master now either. We only have 3 or 4 meetings, but they seem rather pleased. Yes, they do seem rather pleased with my what I do, and I try to be more focused than I was. I don't do any medication for my ADHD. I'm just coping with it, and my mind as an adult, my mind is rather more. At times, at least, I can focus better than back in the day. So I think now that I'm mature, I'm slightly better dungeon master. So we're playing Mystara, and the campaign Mystara, Karmikos to be precise. We played a Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition module called, I think it's just called Kingdom of Adventure, but it has 2 small adventures inside, one being Trouble in Threshold and the other one being Something of Madness, Chime of Madness, Music of Madness, Madness of Music, something like that, which has a CD that followed with it. And we've been using that CD. So the next time we meet, it's going to be a little more exciting, because we're not going to use any CDs. We're going to use some of my homebrewed adventures and NPCs that I've created. Spoiler alert, I've added a character in Mystara that is basically what you're watching on screen right now. Yes, no joke. Yes, I made my Bunny character in Mystara. I'm not going to tell anything more, but I do plan that, like, I usually have an overactive imagination and perhaps a bit ambitious at times. Like, every small thing I do could lead to an Oscar. Illusions of grandeur. Like this stream, who knows? This stream, maybe millions of people will join. The most popular stream this day. No, but it really happens. But sometimes I imagine myself getting wind under my wings and just flying and having a success for whatever I touched. But back to reality, I do plan on trying to publish these things that I've created in Mystara, but no, I'm not gonna try to become a publisher in the sense of actually making money out of it. No, I'm not. What I plan to do, or I think I'm going to do, is what was that? What I think I'm gonna do is I have this the adventure or the module. I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna make some notes to see, like, this worked, this did not work, and whatever. This was unclear, and then I'm gonna probably buy Adobe or Rent or whatever you want to call it, Creative Cloud, and then get access to InDesign, and then I'm gonna do what I did once before. I made a module that looked like a real Dungeons and Dragons Karamikos or Mystara 2nd edition. A lot of words there now. We'll do a retake. One moment. I did try to do real official, in quote unquote, module of AD&D. Mystara. If you remember that, you probably don't. They had a really interesting layout. They had like a calligraphic chapter start with a quote for some person that lived in this fantasy world, and then you had like introductions, and then you had like sidebars, all those things. I did that. I created a sidebar. I created a layout that looked exactly like that for an adventure module that I called Trilogy of Indifference or something. And I'm actually trying to remake that too, to make it better by using some new modern tools like we just did earlier in this stream. And then the point is, I'm trying to make it into like look well, and then publish it on my blog or something. I'm not gonna actually try to make money of it. I have no illusions that anyone would actually pay for it. But what would have been nice is that people actually downloaded it and played it and had a good time. And who knows, even replied back, oh, you know, I really enjoyed that module Fool's Gold. True, that's a real title, by the way, by one of the modules I made. I really enjoyed that Fool's Gold module. Please make more of them and stuff like that. And then, you know, I would love to do that, but I have no intention of actually making money out of this or anything else I do at this point, except for my work. I have a real life work, and then this is my hobby, and my passion goes into those hobbies, and then I don't really care if people enjoy it or want to do it, but I'll create, and then they can enjoy it or not enjoy it if they so please. So yes, we're having some fun time with Dungeons and Dragons, second edition. The fifth edition is another person DMing, and I bought the player's handbook. I actually have that. One moment, I can show you. Hopefully it's not difficult to find. Actually, I've been buying a lot of on that DM guild, you know, and I made a video about it too, like this one. I bought this on the DM guild as a republishing reprint of an old Dungeons and Dragons second edition book. This one as well. I have the player's handbook, the original one, but you know, it's 30-40 years old, so of course it's not in great shape, and I don't want to use it so much that it gets totally ruined. Okay, here we go. This is the 5th edition player's handbook that I bought because I am currently playing with some other people, and I have to be honest with you, I haven't actually bothered reading it that much. No, I haven't bothered reading it. I am playing a bard, and I looked at the pictures. Basically, that we looked at the bard, and unfortunately, like, the DM knows the rules, and also we have like a guy who seemed to be passionate about nerdy stuff, and so he knows the rules as well. So 2 people know them thoroughly, so I'm just along for the ride. I can't be bothered learning the 5th edition rules. I'm just, again, there for the ride. But I have the player's handbook. I also bought it to see the difference. And there are clearly differences in the 5th edition and 2nd edition, in not only in gameplay, but basically like how they present it. It is far more diverse in 5th edition. Like, the characters are flamboyant, they look like demons. Like in 2nd edition, you basically played human, dwarf, creatures that looked like humans in different shapes and sizes. Now there's focus on playing lizards and demons, horned creatures. Like, there are rarely, if any, human-looking characters in these illustrations. Most of them look like demons. Because that's so fun, and I watched like that Critical Role too, and it looked like every character there too as well. I've chosen to make their character look like Demonkin. But yeah, I think that's enough. I think I've gone through all of the things I was supposed to talk about. Let's see. Xbox is dying. Yeah, we haven't talked about that. Let's do a quick one on that. It's sad. I think it's sad. I wanted Xbox to be... I want it to survive. I think it's healthy to have more than one gaming console or two, Nintendo and PlayStation. And I don't like PlayStation, and I do kind of like Nintendo, but I think it's a family console, a child-friendly console, and I enjoy like the idea of achievements and comparing stats and passively aggressively competing on achievements, like getting it first and getting the most difficult ones, having the highest gamer score, stuff like that I don't think is the same on PlayStation, but I couldn't say because I haven't actually played a lot of PlayStation. In fact, almost never. I think I played like the second one or a short while, and who cares? Well, I think it's time to stop. Yeah, I'll add one more thing. It is like Microsoft and Xbox fault that they're failing. They're thinking way too much. Again, as I said introductionally to this video, I find it annoying that people seem to think that you shouldn't be allowed to make money out of gaming. Some like people who still live with their mom at home. They don't understand how the world works. People rarely do anything without any sort of reward. And if you as a passionate game creator, you could argue that there are passionate game creators out there who will make a game without financial motivation. But that will usually be, not always, but usually there's be this one person in this one room with this one computer, and then you get this 8-bit retro indie game. So many people love 8-bit indie game, dungeon crawler, infinite dungeon crawler or something like that. Well, but you don't get like innovation, pushing the envelope, cutting edge new games with just one guy in the room. And then of course, what about that game and what about that game? Yes, there are probably some. I think like the only game I can remember I played is that Stanley Parable. I think that's the only game that I bothered playing that is quote unquote independent. But I'm sure you'll find exception to the rule. But usually most good, interesting, innovating games come from big companies, and they need plenty of people working on that project, and they will not do it for free and passion alone. So companies need to make money to get to create games, right? And Microsoft also created Xbox to make money. But the problem is that this company, Microsoft, and most companies now, has completely lost sight of the fact that customers need to be felt appreciated, wanted. Back when I was young, back in my day, we said the customer was always right. And there was a morality and a reason for saying that, and that is you as a salesman, a company should kiss the behind of your customers. But they, at some point, probably because they are in allegiance, and I'm going to be a bit conspiratorial here, but there is like this what's the word again? One moment. I hate it when I can't come up with words. What's it called? I'm gonna describe the word, and hopefully while I describe the word, it will come to me. Cartel was the one that I was thinking about. There are people with money and power joining together in allegiance for common goal. There's probably been Microsoft and Amazon, all those people that are in a cartel, meeting at the TGIF. No, but they're probably not like if real, but they have like an understanding unspoken that we as consumers are nothing to them. We are just walking bullets. And that mentality has grown and grown and grown for the last 20, 25 years. Like, one example is that we're going from owning to renting. Like, the customer has to constantly pay over and over again. You don't get the product, the final product. You only rent it year in, year out. That's part of the idea of you basically are a walking bullet. And when you're renting it, you have few, if any, rights at all, right? If they say, oh, you don't get access to that game anymore, you don't get access to that game anymore, and stuff like that. And that's a mentality and a psychology and a cultural shift that's gone on for 25, 30 years. And the problem, or one of the many things this shows, is how Xbox views its user base as cattle, as stupid people, and they could basically do whatever they want, roll over us, and we will still pay them. Well, surprise, surprise, plot twist, it turns out most people weren't all that interested in that and went to competing consoles and platforms. And then what they do then is double down, and that's also because of that hubris has come with this cartel that was wink wink, nudge nudge. We are joined in the common goal of abusing the customer base. Enshitification is also another word for it. They go double down, and then we get more offended and more people leave, and then now they are celebrating the death of Xbox. The console war is over, they say, and stuff like that. And I am sad to say that yes, they're most likely right. The console war is over. Xbox lost, but I am not happy. I'm not happy about that. I want to stay on Xbox, and if I have to, if push comes to shove, or whatever the expression is, if I have to make a choice, I will most likely stop playing altogether. Right now, I've stopped paying for gold, or it isn't even called gold anymore. You know, Premier. Oh, what's it called? Game Pass. Game Pass. Ultimate stuff. I don't have that. I only have nothing. I don't have anything, and I own the games that I own. The games I bought, that's what I have. And that's one of the things that annoyed me, is that I actually lost access to some of the games, like Dead Rising. I got it for free on Xbox Live Gold. And then at some point they decided, no, you're not gonna get access to that anymore unless you pay. And that's annoying. And that's one of the shitification things, like, oh, we changed the terms of service. Now deal with it, buddy. We changed the terms of service. Now deal with it, buddy. That's the kind of treatment, the unshitification thing that people are really getting pissed off by. Owning is better than renting. Oh, did you see that? Look at that. Look at that. Let's be very quiet. Let's be very quiet and look closer. One moment. We need to be very quiet because he knows almost anything we do. Bunny, huh? I never thought I would care for our large rat, which bunnies kind of are. You know, they're cuter than rats, but they're basically overgrown rats. They if you don't pay attention, they will eat up anything. But here we are. I really care for that creature. I always thought of myself as a dog person. And I think actually bunnies are like the best of dogs and cats. For one thing, they're rather clean. But let's put that in with some asterisks there. That actually is, sometimes he does smell. Yeah, he smells of his fecotrop, cecotrop. Yeah, it's but mostly it smells good, and sometimes and if we slept at night and we close the door and not open the window, it can smell a lot like a petting zoo, or not actually a petting zoo, a pet store. It is a specific smell of hay and other things that comes from the bunny. It can be rather pungent smell, or rather rough smell. Yes, I'm talking about you. I don't know why he's so calm though. He usually wants to come out, and he does that by shaking the cage and stuff like that. But it's been really quiet and calm, like almost like he knows I'm doing a live stream. Yes. If you enjoyed this stream, rate, subscribe, and comment. Tell your friends and whatever. And I will do another stream in about 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year. Who knows? Next time I collected 40 of those things, or something else comes along. Or perhaps this will be my very last stream. Who knows? I haven't got a real plan. Bye bye. Yes, bye bye.